RV ownership, one of the things that you're going to want to have for your rig sooner than later is a TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system. And a spouse who doesn't laugh at you.
Now that we've had ours for a few months, it sure gives us more peace of mind.
And it does. We got ours a few months ago, like you said, and we had to go through an installation process. So we're going to take you back to the campground a few months ago when we installed our unit. This is just to give you an idea of, if you get one of these, what's involved in setting it up. So before we installed our unit, one of the things that we needed on our tires was special stems. I think they're metal stems, the kind of standard stems.
You don't have to have them, but they're highly recommended because if your stem is real flexible, it could break off and you're losing this piece of equipment that is pretty expensive.
Yeah, so we got the right stems put on, and we also got, because we have a lithium battery system, we had there's a booster unit that communicates to your truck. We had that installed also by Vinny Lamica because we have this lithium system, and the instructions that come with
put in by him.
Yeah, the instructions that came with the TireMinder weren't specific for the kind of battery system that we set up. But once we got those installed by Vinny at Vinny's North Bay Airstream, we then at one campground trip did the rest of the setup and the calibration ourselves. So I thought that was fairly easy. But it works better as a two-person job. Yeah, we left Vinny's without it completely calibrated, so one of our next camping trips, we took about 10 or 15 minutes to dial in the calibration. I was in the cab of the truck with the unit, and you were hollering to me as you were putting the transmitters on the valve stems. And I think that whole process took about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So what you're going to see next is just the process that we went through to calibrate our TireMinder system, just to give you an idea of what you might expect if you get these for your rig. So that's coming up right next.
Right next? What?
So
what?
So what? How do you speak correctly? Wait. So that's coming up next. Is that better?
That's much better.
Sheesh. All right, this morning we are going to try to dial in the TireMinder TPMS on our Airstream. We recently had the unit section with the battery booster part hardwired into the Airstream. We do have the individual units on each of the tires, but they were never dialed into the unit. So we're going to take all of those off this morning, start the unit, and go through the calibration process, and hopefully we will be good to go with the TPMS. So we'll see how that goes. We have all of the transmitters taken off so we could start the process of programming our TPMS. So I've got my unit here. We're going to turn it on so we can get into learn mode. All right, so it shows monitoring, which is what we want to see. And then it says we're going to hold the left and the right buttons for 5 seconds until we see an L in the center of the display. So I've got my L showing up right there, center of the display. And now we got to dial in the proper tire position. All right, we have our first one put on and it is reading, so we're good to go. We're going to repeat this process for the next 3 tires. The last thing we're going to do on the unit is set the pressure setting mode, and that's where we tell the unit what the baseline tire pressure is for each of the tires. As I'm setting this up today, I'm going to be using the PSI that's listed on the tires we have on our Airstream. They're rated at maximum 90 PSI. So that's where I'm going to start this unit at. We've heard some things about adjusting for various conditions, so I'm going to probably do some more research on that, and then if we need to adjust this later, we can do that. But that'll be the last step to dial in the unit. So in this P mode, the pressure mode, you select a tire, it blinks there. I don't know if you're seeing this here. And then pressing the right button is increasing the number. So my baseline pressure that I want is 90. So once I'm at 90, there in my unit, hopefully that shows up. I press the center button to go to the next tire, and we do this for all 4 tires. I've got 1 left to go. So we're gonna dial that into 90 PSI as our baseline. Once complete, hold the center button for 5 seconds to get back to monitoring in the unit. Oh. And I guess it's working because the max PSI on our tires is 90 PSI, and it's telling me I have low pressure because my tires are dialing in right now at about 68 PSI. So we brought an air compressor with us to the campground, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make this unit happy. We're gonna pump up our tires to get some more air in them, and then we should be good to go. And moving forward, we'll have peace of mind with this in the truck. So if we have an issue, we can always pull over, and if it's solvable, we'll travel with an air compressor and adjust as needed. And if it's not solvable, at least we will know that we have a problem. And so that's kind of the nice thing about having the TPMS unit is you know when something's going on with the tires in your trailer, because when you're up in the truck, I think it's easy for something to happen with the tires and you're not gonna know, and sometimes it could be too late and a lot of damage caused. So hopefully this is gonna help us avoid that. So hopefully this was helpful to you to see what our process was with our TPMS unit. Again, ours is the TireMinder i10. We have the unit with the 4 transmitters, and we'll keep you posted on our experience moving forward. We're making our first drive with the TireMinder connected in the car, so it's kind of nice to know what the situation is with our tires. No problem, but nice to know with the unit in the car, because without one of these, something can happen and you may not know until it's way too late, and we've seen and heard about way too many stories about that. So glad that this new edition is working out. So that's a peek at what was involved for us to calibrate our TireMinder TPMS. We thank you for watching, and again, if you don't have tire pressure monitoring system and you have a trailer, I would recommend it to be toward the top of your list of things to get.
Gives you peace of mind.
Gives you peace of mind. There you go. And thanks for joining us at the places where we go, where sometimes we talk to you about the things we need to help us out at the places where we go. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.
If the video was helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and come back for future videos to see additional products that we have and catch us at the places where we go. Thanks for watching.